So some of you might be wondering where I've been, and to be honest with you, I have been doing some soul searching and dealing with some personal and very private things that don't deserve to be on social media. You'll notice that I'm clean shaved right now. That came about honestly, but there's a few things that are going to change and that are different, but I feel I should give you guys an update on where we're at with the farm and what things are going to look like going forward, because the channel, when I started it, is about a year ago now. It's based on what we're doing with the kids, and as the kids are getting older, some of the stuff they're doing is based on a lot of needs for school and sports and stuff like that. So there's not a lot of personal content. It's about having them develop socially. So I'm left with a lot of me doing a lot of me things, and there's not a lot of me time. So I'm going to give you an update on what we're doing and what I'm going to be doing in the future, and where the channel will be going. First things first, I gotta get the tractor to burn. So I've got this wheeler apart right now because the coil that delivers the spark is not working. So I'm gonna clean everything up and we're gonna fix these up. The kids are really getting too big for these, well, at least one of them. We don't really need one. So I'm gonna fix one up and likely sell one, and then we're gonna get a dirt bike or something for the kids, or another wheeler, or something bigger, because the kids are growing up. That's the point of all this. Everybody's getting older. Everyone has their own interests, and they're developing their own personalities. And I recognize that. That's something that's really important to grow with whenever the kids are growing. But I'm going to show you where we're at with the farm and where we're going with it, if anywhere. It's actually not going to seem positive, but it is positive, and I'm going to tell you about that. So that brings us out here to the barn. And if you look behind me, you'll see that the doors are closed, which, if you've been following the channel for a year, you know that we have horses. And if those doors are closed, it means we don't have horses. We don't have horses anymore. Johanna has decided to, and wisely decided, to give them to a farm that's just up the road. It's a large farm. They have many horses. There comes a point in time when you own something like an animal, the husbandry part of things requires that you have to give them a certain amount of attention in order for them to feel like they're part of your herd. And in this case, it's been years in the coming. You can feed the animals all you want, but you're still not serving their social and emotional needs, so which is natural to them. So she made the wise decision to give those horses to a stable down the road, to people that love horses more than I can ever imagine, and they're in good care. I have no worries about that, and if I ever did worry about it, it just wouldn't have happened, and they would have stayed with us. So we've seen lots of pictures and videos, and it turns out those horses have become the stable's banner horses, and the owners are exceedingly proud to have them, and we're very happy that they're happy. That's I am anyway. It's a tough decision for Johanna to make, because everything that goes on as a result of life is difficult. And that comes back to me right now. So I have been, for the past year, trying to find myself regards to retirement. I am not old enough to retire, but I am young enough to still want to do a lot of things. And as you guys have seen through my channel, I do a lot of things, and I have the opportunity to help people out, which is a blessing, but I'm still searching for myself. I grew up knowing exactly what I wanted to do, and through that motivation, I got to do it. And I did exactly what I planned to do. I achieved every goal that I understood I could achieve, and I did things that some people said I couldn't do, and did them anyway. It was an impressive time, but it was a very high demand time, and I've paid a big price for it emotionally. that happens a lot with first responders. That happens to almost every first responder. And if you're a first responder that doesn't have any sort of emotional issues, if you haven't cried in 2 years, you just don't know how bad it is yet. So I went through, I did as I was required to do for my job and my government, and did what I was asked. But for me, my personal motivation was for my own personal empire, family. I put my job was second. I had a very blessed and successful career. I got to do many different things. But I've been searching for what my future might look like. And I still don't really know yet. All I know is that this channel has provided me an opportunity to explore it. And I've got a much larger positive feedback than I could ever imagine. Whenever you have anyone first responder, my wife's is in that first responder pool, you have a very high demand put on you that a lot of people don't understand. And you can have a trauma that is easily recognized. You can go through all these different abuses and things that can happen to a person, and you have empathy for them. But somehow we believe that because we choose to be there that we're not affected by it. And it's something that's come up time and time again over the years, because there's just a lack of conversation about it, and everyone changes, and this is part of the change over time. We have this wonderful large 100-acre farm that we can do whatever we want with, but personally my motivations have changed. I wasn't as enthusiastic about it as I first thought I was. I find my enthusiasm is based on my own personal interests going forward, and my true passions that I have. So it's something where I'm going through the teenage phase very late in life, but it also comes up as a bit of a midlife crisis. So the horses are gone. I've started to sell off a few of the things that divide my time. A snowmobile's been sold. I'm selling one of my motorcycles because I don't need so many, although I do need some. And the excavator is being sold, and I suspect that won't last very long, because there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly good, great excavator. It's a good price. And I've just used it for my own personal use around here, and I mean, it's a wicked machine. I may end up selling off a few other things, a trailer and stuff like that, so that I can get back to things that I don't feel so bad about not using. And the idea is that I'm going to come and I'm going to turn my attention back to the kids. And we're going to focus on some of their actual passions, because this time of year it's really easy to get caught up in gaming, but I want them to have their own thing, their own jam, the thing that they enjoy to do, and when they go to sleep at night they love doing it. I love fishing, I love hunting. I have this deep-seated addiction to fishing lures and stuff like that. I want to learn how to fly fish for sea bass. Hopefully we'll cover that in this channel coming up this year. But I find the need to diversify a bit. And so this channel may slow down a little bit. We're still going to carry on with the barn dough. We're still going to carry on with all the individual project stuff and the kids' activities here. But I do have another personal idea coming up that I think is going to be a big hit for a lot of you. And I think it will be something that I actually truly love. Because when I was a police officer, I drove a lot. I spent a lot of time on the road. I enjoy driving around, interacting with the community, and I enjoy being in a bunch of different places, even if just for a few hours, if not for a day or for a week. So that's where my passion has been, is interacting and traveling around, and much less than a trucker, but much more than a post office delivery person. So it's one of those things where I'm trying to get back to the things that I love at a very late stage in a career-based life. I don't have a career anymore. This is it. What you're seeing right now is it. And so I'm hoping to enhance my abilities to provide videos for you guys, and share high quality versions of what makes me happy. And if nothing else, none of you may like it in the future, but hopefully it'll be something that will work for you. I'm not going to give it away. I'm trying real hard not to give it away, because it may fall through, and that's a risk you take. But just so you know, even though there hasn't been a video here in a few weeks, there will be some videos in the future, and I will still document lots of projects. I've been project heavy this past 2 years. Put the pool in, fix the deck, finish the basement, and then start the barn though. That was a tall order amongst everything else, and all the individual stuff that we did with the kids for all those videos, all the other people that I helped, and all the stuff we did with the excavator and the farming and the horses and keeping everything afloat. It's just been busy for one guy, and it's just been me doing it. So I'm going to whittle everything down to some basic stuff that we can do that's going to be fun, and I'm going to get back to things that I used to do that I love doing, and we're going to share some of that good times with you. But there's going to be something new coming up, and I'm really excited. I just have to do a few things first. Okay, so this is a 1985 Honda Nighthawk 450 air-cooled. I love anything with a round headlight. And beside it is a 1982 Honda Goldwing GL 1100. So this one is actively for sale. I don't have to sell it, but it is for sale. Front caliper is a bit sticky on it. And then over there is my donor bike for the Nighthawk, because the Nighthawk is just so fun to ride that when you're out by yourself, it is just a blast. It's like a cafe style bike. I don't know how to make a cafe bike, but it is one of those, and it's just, you can go anywhere with it. It's even pretty good off-road. But I do have some plans. I'm looking to upgrade to a different motorcycle that will take me different places and do different things in the future. But I'm gonna get rid of some inventory first before I do that, because I don't need so many. I'm only one person. I'm the only person who rides. And the kids, I'd like to get the kids into riding. We only have one dirt bike for the kids right now, and I say only like as if that's a shame, but having the one dirt bike has made me realize that the kids love this as much as I do, and they should have their own. So I have to sell a few things off so I can get that going. Now, why would I share that with you? Because it may be important in the future. Something to do with this, and we'll see what comes of it. But that's where we're at with the farm. Farm is no longer farming anymore. The cost of everything's getting outrageous. My interests are changing and developing as time goes on, and you guys are literally following me along with that journey. There's been a lot of personal and emotional growth stuff going on recently. It's been very difficult. It has been challenging. It's something that I would wish on anybody. It's hard to watch other people go through stuff. It's hard to go through it yourself, and I've been through a lot of it. And all you can have is empathy and just hope for the best. There's nothing else you can do. You know, for being like 40 years old, everything just runs so nice. Look quiet there. Oh, nice. The Goldwing has LED headlight in it. No difference. Man, I love this stuff. It's awesome. So now I'm gonna ride that Goldwing across here. Do Goldwing on ice. Not too bad. And put it up in the garage. And we're gonna get it cleaned up, just in case she decides to sell sometime. And do a little bit of maintenance there. I should just take a little care of it. That wasn't too bad. I'm gonna pull the other one out too. power cord there, so I put the battery charger on it. So the 85 Honda Nighthawk, this one here, it's been put together from a couple different bikes. This one's actually in pretty good shape. One of the main issues with these motorcycles is that you'll get rust coming down through here. And I had a different tank, but I had to get an entirely new different motorcycle, which is the exact same year, just a few VIN numbers apart. And it had a good tank on it. It cost $500 for the whole parts bike. And I took and got the tank relined at a company up in New Brunswick that does radiator relining. And they did a fantastic job. So now this tank should last another 20-30 years. And the motor is ironclad. I have a spare motor. I have spare parts. I have everything that I need to replace a bunch of the different things on here. Right now it's just a sin because the whole thing is dirty. But this is such a wonderful bike to ride that I could never be bothered getting another one. I only paid $450 for this bike back in like 2012 or 2013. And if I had it my way, my kids will learn to ride a motorcycle on this motorcycle because it's so friendly. It's clutch friendly, it is throttle friendly, and it's riding position friendly. It's in a very ergonomic riding position. I love this bike. I don't have any problems with it. I have great tires on it. They've lasted great, but the next tires that I put on this bike are going to be a lot different than the ones that are on here because I'm going to put dual purpose tires on it for a very good reason. We ride a lot of dirt roads. You see, I've already scavenged a whole bunch of different stuff off of this. This has great tires on it too. I could just take the rims and tires off this, have them mounted for the new tires, and then throw them on the other bike. I've done a lot of work to the other bike, but I went and put new seals top to bottom in the forks, and I mean, the thing is going to last forever and ever, amen. But this bike here is going to be great for parts in the future. It's just a great bike, and I have a spare heart for it, so it's cool. I know you guys probably aren't geeking out like I am about motorcycles, but I've had a lot of motorcycles over the years. I've had a 85 Honda 500 VF 500F, it's an Interceptor. That bike was full fared, which is a rare one. My grandfather and I traveled all the way up to the Quebec-New Brunswick border. It was about 8 hours in order to go get it, throw it in the back of the truck, paid $2 grand for it, sold it for $2,500 after I put 5,000 kilometers on it. It was a great summer rig to get around in. I went and bought a brand new street bike. I've owned several street bikes. I've owned a Ninja ZX6RR, Suzuki GSXR 600, and a Honda 600F, I think it was. Street bikes, all kind of street touring, banana seat type stuff, if not dedicated super bikes. They've been fantastic. I just can't ride them because my wrists can't handle the vibrations. I need a more upright riding position. And so I took a break for years from motorcycling because of a buddy of mine was killed being an idiot when he was riding, and I just like, you know what, it's not worth it. And then being a police officer, I see so many people get hurt because they're not aware. And after 10 years of denying myself the opportunity to ride and knowing that there's so many people that ride that have entire lives riding if they keep their head about them, I re-entered the motorcycle market with this Nighthawk behind me, and that was just for putting about town. But then the opportunity came up at work for me to become a motorcycle operator as a police officer, and I felt that if nothing else, the experience would be worth it. I got on a Harley for the first time. I loved it. It was wonderful. I had no issues. I did all the training and courses, and I was a police officer on a motorcycle for a couple years, and I just felt reinvigorated. However, I'm not a Harley guy. I was happy to ride Harleys for the government agencies and for the RCMP, but I wouldn't want to maintain them. My God, they're a lot of maintenance. and it just is the way it is with them. So I picked up the GL 1100 Gold Wing, which looks kind of like a Harley in a lot of ways, but it doesn't have all the same maintenance issues that the Harley does. It won't leak like a dripping faucet, and it, as you can see, it runs real nice. So I'm in the transition right now where I'm going to go into a different kind of motorcycle, a enduro adventure type bike, so I can go to different places. However, this bike behind me here, there's no reason it couldn't go there. It just doesn't have the capacity to carry all the things with me that I need to carry with me when I do a bit of traveling with it. So we're looking to upgrade a bit and do a few things with that. But I love the two of them. I love all of them, really. Anything I can throw my leg over, I'll drive it. And it's one of those things where if you're in the market for motorcycles, it's best to just to get out there and feel it out, and what you actually like and what you want to ride. And as I get older, I'm less interested in speed and more interested in experience, which I think is probably very true for a lot of different people. So I don't know, with everything that's going on, and I'm going back to what I really enjoy and love. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here a bit. And we're gonna get the maintenance brought up on it. Hopefully find a new home so people can make friends with these, at least one of these bikes. And then we'll, as things carry on here, I'll do a little bit of changes. It's not really an upgrade, it's just a different type of thing, so that I can do what I want to do specifically and share it with you guys. Okay guys, I know it's been a lot of me talking, man, and I hate talking so much about things that are going on. I apologize for not doing videos. It's windy, and I don't know if you'll see the beard come back. Maybe. I think I need a little sun on my face. It's been a few years, but we'll get things going, and maybe we'll get out biking. See ya.